So in this week's Forgotten series, I'm gonna kick it off with Josh Smith, aka Jay Smooth. Played for Atlanta most of his career, 13 years, 9 years with Atlanta. From a stat point of view, you may not be impressed, but he kind of evolutionized what we're looking at now out of what we want out of a four, as far as on an athletic side and a defensive side. Now he wasn't the shooter that some of these fours are now, but I feel like if he would have came in this era, he would have definitely meshed in well. He probably would have came in as a better shooter if he came in this era. But you're talking about a guy in his first 11 seasons, he gave you 15, 7.5 rebounds and 3 assists, while also giving you over 1 steal a game and over 1.5 blocks a game. So from the aspect of his best season was the 2011-12 year. He kind of started showing you everything that he was kind of getting to get. His mid-range game was getting better. His post game was getting better. His off the dribble was getting better. He started showing you how versatile of a defender could be. He was just unfortunate. He never had an all-star either. Like he had some all-star seasons in there, but never got an all-star nod. Never got an all-NBA nod. Got one all-defense team. That's crazy because the defense player that he was, we know what he was. So salute to my boy Josh Smith. Man, we ain't forgot you, man. Next on our Forgotten series is Mr. Fourth Quarter himself, Mr. Hedo Turkoglu. Now, if you don't know why I'm calling him Mr. Fourth Quarter, go back and watch some of his games and some of his highlights, and you will see exactly what he was in the clutch. He's another guy. Nothing really stands out about his stats. He was more so an in-the-moment type player. If you look at a guy like Danilo Gallinari, that's who I compare Hedo Turkoglu. Like, Hedo Turkoglu was Danilo Gallinari. He was just ahead of his time. Like, the NBA just, like, a lot of teams didn't really know what to do with a Hedo Turkoglu in his era. So it was kind of hard for him to stick around with one team. His best years was with the Magic. He got to a finals and an Eastern Conference Finals with them. And actually had an impressive game winner over the defending champs in that 09 series they had in game 4. He was a problem, though. He could score from anywhere in the paint, in the post, midi, off the dribble, off a catch and shoot, a sharpshooter. It was a couple series where him and Rashard Lewis was doing most of the scoring load over Dwight Howard. I'm going to play the paint, be a defensive guy, and y'all go out there and get the buckets. And they helped him get to that finals. He had a stint with Sacramento in their winning days, but he was more so just a role player then. He wasn't full-on Hedo Turkoglu yet. In 8 seasons with Orlando, he gave you about 15 points, almost 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And that's another thing about his game that was underrated was his passing. He never the defensive player, but on the offensive end, it really wasn't much he couldn't do. Like he could take you off the dribble, he could facilitate, he could play make, he could pass. Everything you needed out of an offensive player, especially an offensive role. Like he was really an offensive all-star role player, not a superstar role, all-star level role player. But yeah, salute to Hedo Turkoglu, man. So Josh Smith and Hedo Turkoglu, man, they games really, man. When you think about it, they games really suit for this era.
I was just gonna say that. I literally was just gonna say that. So you look at Josh Smith. What is he? A versatile, big hybrid wing defender. Switch 1 through 5 most times. You look at Hedo Turkoglu, the jumbo playmaker that they look for today, to score the ball.
Stretch forward, like man.
That's why
you think about guys.
This year.
You think about guys like him, Rashard Lewis, Antoine Jameson. Those dudes, man, they could. It was everything like far as scoring.
Even Antoine could do Walker, everything. Lamar Odom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
I love that you brought up Josh Smith and Hedo Turkoglu because they would have been perfect in today's game. And they set some of the precedents of what's going on now. Like the fact that you could play a Josh Smith with an Al Horford. You could play a Josh Smith with different types of bigs because he's very switchable. Hedo Turkoglu, same way. You could play him with bigs, play him with smalls. They were just two very versatile pieces in an age where they were just before their time.
But listen, the block don't teach expressing yourself. They tell you spread your wings, don't share your wealth. The poison mind of an adolescent is mad depressing. Nothing more dangerous than an empty mind in a crowded section. Don't come half-stepping